Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Aaron. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. And if you are a current subscriber returning to watch my videos, I really do appreciate it. So today I am doing my review for episode 4 of Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. I gotta say that this episode is an hour and 10 minutes, and it really felt more like 45 minutes. And I was wondering why the pacing felt so much quicker. There were no Harfoots in this episode. We never see them, we never hear about them, and I honestly didn't miss them. I think that they're the part of the show that really makes it drag. Unfortunately, the Harfoots will be, a somewhat major important thing because of the whole, guy that came out of the comet or whatever. So, but it was actually nice for me to have a reprieve from them. So, we finally get to see Adar. Now, from what we see of Adar and what he says and everything, I really don't think he's Sauron. I also feel like it would be really stupid to be introduced to the first big bad character and have him be Sauron, seeing as this series is going to be, I think I heard 5 or 6 seasons. It just would be stupid to have Sauron appear in episode 4 of the first season, so I really don't think it's him. I found Adar interesting. I wish we got to see him more in this episode. Hopefully we will in future episodes. He's sort of creepy, but not creepy. He actually reminded me of Loki, just without all the funny, sarcastic jokes and quips and stuff like that. Maybe part of it's the accent and the black hair and the paler skin. So, I mean, it could be that. I don't know. Also, Farazan or Farazan. I don't know how you say his name, but this guy, I don't know what it is about him, but he really bothers me. I don't know if it's the character, the actor, the hairstyle, the beard, the costume, all of it, pieces of it. I really don't know. He just feels so out of place to me. I feel like he walked off the stage of like some Shakespeare play or something. We do get to see him do a little bit more in this episode, which was fine. As weird as he makes me feel, I do like want to know more of like what's going on. Like I'm kind of intrigued to his character and how he's involved in everything. Celebrimbor, think that's how you say his name. I'll also put his face here. Who wants to forge some sort of weapon or something. I feel like he's being influenced by Sauron in some way, or maybe he even is Sauron. I really don't know. I don't know that much about this character to begin with. I'm just speculating, but there's this whole scene where when he talks with Elrond, all of a sudden he starts talking about, it's interesting, me and your father were talking, and I remember he said to me, my fate or my destiny would be in your hands, Elrond. And it just felt very like he was kind of just making it up to boost Elrond's confidence and kind of put Elrond in this place of safety. At the end of saying that, he's like, it's funny. I totally forgot about it till now. And it just felt like he added that to kind of seal the whole lie. That's how it felt to me. So I would really keep an eye on him. We see Elrond with Durin again in the mines. That whole storyline is interesting. I like Durin. I don't like his wife. I feel like she's completely unnecessary to the show. It's not because of any political, any social, anything. It's just, I feel like her character is useless to the show. They spend a good amount of time on her for her not to be doing anything or being set up to do anything in the future. That being said, I do like Elrond and her, like, their chemistry when talking, because I think Elrond is very, very kind, very caring, and he also sees through people's lies. So Elrond is becoming one of my favorite characters in the show. Speaking of setting things up and not setting things up for characters and whatnot, I really feel like we're still in a setup for the show. We're 4 episodes in. I think the whole season is 8 or 10 episodes. So we might be halfway through the first season of this show, and I still feel like it's just this long, dragged out setup. And I know there is a lot going on and lots of characters and everything, but I still feel like it's just too dragged out. Like, I want the show to, like, get going, speed up, let's get into some real stuff instead of all this setup. I'm hoping episode 5 finally starts to do that. We're introduced to the rare metal known as mithril in this episode, and they spend a lot of time on it, and I don't know if it's because it's going to come into play in future episodes, or if it's just like this long dragged out Easter egg and like wink wink at the audience, because we know that one of the dwarves gives Bilbo the Coat of Mithril, and Bilbo gives it to Frodo, and it saves Frodo's life a few times, so it could be set up, or it could not be, but I did find it interesting, so that was nice. Finally, in this episode, we get to see what has become a meme. Well, I guess this whole show has become a meme in some aspect or another, but the scene from one of the trailers, or a couple of the trailers even, where Galadriel like looks out at someone or a bunch of people and is like, "There is a tempest in me!" And people were mocking it and making memes about it and making up all these assumptions. And they were doing all this like before this episode even came out, before any of the episodes came out. But I felt like the line fit what was going on. The regent lady, who's in charge of Numenor in some way or another, she says something about a tempest to Galadriel, and Galadriel, like, replies very strongly and powerfully, like, "There's a tempest in me, too. Like, this is important here." So, I felt like it worked. I didn't think it was funny. I didn't think it was, cringeworthy, or one of those scenes where you like roll your eyes at the script writing. Like, I actually felt like it worked really well. I felt like it was realistic for her character to say and reply. I mean, if you really want to break down dialogue from this series so far that is cringy, there are definitely other scenes you could do that with. This one I thought was fine. I also think it makes you look like an idiot when you spend time complaining about it and you haven't seen it yet, and you mock it and joke about it, and then it comes out and it fits what's going on. There are certain specific YouTubers that I won't name, but I would say they're kind of nerdy, if you get the meaning there. All this guy does is just bash the show. Like, unbelievable. And he bashes scenes from the show before the scenes even come out. Don't get me started. Can we just enjoy the show? I mean, it's a TV show, like, good lord. So overall, I'd say I liked this episode. I felt like the pacing was better. I thought it was interesting and entertaining. Also, the elf dude, I can never remember his name, he gets let go by Adar, and there's this whole sequence near the end of the episode with the orcs chasing that kid and him through the woods, and then his mother as well. It's in slow motion, and I remember saying in one of my trailer reactions, I was a little worried about it because slow motion can either make a scene really, really great or it can make it look terrible. I've never really seen slow motion be used like where it's neutral, so I was really worried it was going to wreck the scene. When the scene unfolds, I thought it worked great. I used it to build that tension of the scene, and I thought it worked really, really well. So I was actually really happy with that. Alright, so I'm excited for episode 5. What did you guys think about episode 4? Leave your comments below. I'd be very interested in reading them. As always, if you would like this video and subscribe, I'd very much appreciate it. I hope you come back and see me in another video, and or in my next review for episode 5 of The Rings of Power. My name is Aaron, and goodbye. Oh, yes, and also, before I forget, did you catch the Easter egg for Narsil? I don't know why I'm talking so quietly. That's weird. I'm 99% sure it's Narsil, and I love that sword. I love everything about that whole storyline, that whole part of the sword and its significance and everything to the story. I think it's great. I mean, I even have a tattoo of it. So, also I keep looking over there because I have a replica on my wall. Here, I'll show you. So, anyhow, I just wanted to mention that because I totally forgot.